Hey everyone. This is a this is just dragging on. It is dragging on. Things that don't make sense. I mean, uh where's it? So, according to election data, this is who voted. It does not match the statistics for anything. Because Ruben Gallego, who's going up against Kari Lake, got more votes than there are registered Democrats. So that makes no sense. Just as a starting point, that makes no sense. Libertarians don't vote Democrat, so he can't get that 31,000. No labels, that's iffy. Green Party, they kind of lean Democrat, so 4,000. And then there is other. But in every single election for the past, 60 years, the other was split 60-40 Republican. And they usually rarely vote. They'll do like polls and stuff, but they won't actually go out and vote. And it makes no sense. Then you go to, where was it? Which one? This one. Then you go here. Ballots cast, 2,007,982. Turnout, 77.61%. Okay. But, Trump, 1,018,150 votes. Then you go down here. Go Ruben. 1,008,000. So he was 10,000 shy of matching Trump. It makes no sense. And then you look at Kari Lake. 911,000 votes. 945,000 votes. You go to the election results. This, the AP News, Associated Press numbers. These numbers actually match these numbers. Again, these numbers for Associated Press actually match voter registration statistics, but the election results that our county is putting out doesn't match the statistics or the actual vote counts that are being put out. They don't match. How is it that on a downvote, everybody voted for Trump, everybody voted for every Republican in the entire state, but then magically everybody voted for the one Democrat for Senate? That makes no sense. You can't have a downvote that is Republican majority statewide and then magically one Democrat. Now, I get it. There are a couple blue areas. But this right here is very highly densely populated. This area and this area, not so much. Very few here and extremely few here. We got the denser populated areas turned red. It makes no sense. It makes no sense that somehow Rubin wins over Lake. It makes no sense that I'm looking at these numbers and he's 70,000 votes ahead. It makes no sense that we had ballot drops in the middle of the night where the night before, or the entire day, okay, the entire day, it was, what was it? It was, I think it was Thursday, I think. Okay, my brain's shot right now. All day long, it was like 53 all the way to 57% of the votes coming in were for Lake. And then in the middle of the night, we had like 4 or 5 drops in a row where it was 90, 93, and 97% for Rubin. Again, in the middle of the night when no one was around, all of a sudden a bunch of drops happened where the Democrat was getting huge numbers. Now, these also happen to be ballot drops where the only one marked was the senator. Now, this is the same thing that happened during the previous one that we had, but instead of it being for the president, this one's for the Senate. And they knew that if they did it for the president, then there'd be questions asked and some shit would hit the fan. But because it's a Senate race, they're trying to sweep it under the rug. They're blocking anybody from checking in on it. They're saying it's too late now. It's too late for you to raise an alarm. That's why it takes them a month to count ballots. They know that if they drag it on long enough and then just automatically start doing it, it's already too late. The election's here. You have until here to voice your concern. They wait until here to start acting funny, and then they go, well, you should have said something back here when you were winning. That's why we need to do away with this, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of voting count shit. Get it done with. Done. Absolutely done. No more. If you can't, we've got states with 3 or 4 times more people that voted, and they finished voting in like 12 hours. We're at 92% of expected vote, but they've only counted 70% or so, and they're counting like 20,000 ballots here, 5,000 ballots there, and they're taking all day to do it. It makes no sense that on a down ballot vote, everything would be red and then the Senate would be all of a sudden blue. It makes no sense. It is absolutely insane. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is the president. The president won all of this. But Senate, all of a sudden, we lose a whole bunch. That makes no sense. Let's see, House. Again, House. How? All red. State Senate. The areas with the highest density right across the middle. Again, red. Ballot measure, nothing on there. But again, the whole state went red in every key demographic. But somehow, Kari Lake lost the election again with the same thing happening. She lost the last election because of cartels and criminal activity. And now she loses the Senate race, and it's the same thing in the middle of the night. Ballots are getting counted. I mean, the people showed up, empty van. They show up. They collect 6 boxes of ballots from a polling station, put them in the van. The van is then followed by election integrity people, the auditors. They follow them. They pull into an alleyway, pull into a warehouse garage shed thing. You see people go in the building. You see people come out of the building. You see the doors open of the building. The van comes out of the building. The van then goes to the location where they do the ballot counting. The van opens up, and now they have 9 boxes. Does that not seem strange to anybody else? Does that, like, the building is like an abandoned, closed building, but the van pulls in and then magically gains 3 boxes? Am I the only one wondering what's going on here? Leaves with 6, returns with 9. Makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. And the vote counts. The vote counts make no sense. I mean, even when you add these numbers, all these numbers, they don't come to this. They're like 100,000 shy. Even when you count all of these up, it's still like 200 shy or something like that. And it's the numbers of votes don't match the numbers of registered voters, and they don't match the numbers. I mean, people voting for Trump and Vance are not going to vote for Rubin. Let's see. I'm gonna search for this guy. Yeah, Green Party. Yeah, Green Party. He's the Green Party. Pro-worker, anti-war, climate action agenda, stop the genocide, yada, yada, yada. So, again, Green Party leans Republican. Green Party has 4,187 registered voters. You can put that in with the no labels. But again, so you have 41,000 there, and say enough Democrats vote for the Green Party guy. That makes sense. This does not. When your Republican president count looks more like the Democrat Senate count, these numbers have got to be switched. They have to be. There has to be something, because Kari Lake's numbers look like Harris's numbers. Trump's numbers look like Rubin's numbers. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense for them to be switched up like that. Because you've got 51% for Rubin, 51% for Trump, 47 for Harris, 46 for Lake. It makes no sense. You cannot have this. It's a statistical improbability. It makes no sense. It makes no sense to have more Republican voters registered, but get weird numbers like this. We had record numbers of people going out to vote. And again, we had machines going down. We had people cutting off lines. We had people sending people home saying, you can't vote today, you have to vote tomorrow, or whatever. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. There is something fishy going on here in Arizona. Because I don't know a single person that would vote for this. I do, however, know dozens of people that would vote for this. Everybody that I know, minus the neighbors over here who don't, they're Democrat, but they don't vote. Go figure. But it makes no sense. It hurts my brain. It makes me want to throw up. It makes me want to throw hands. It drives me bonkers. I mean, we have yet to complete this counting stage. Almost everything is going red, but somehow the one guy is in the lead. How do you have more Democrat votes in a county that has constantly been red? How do you have more votes for a Democrat in an area that flipped red? This area and this area have more registered Republicans. These two blue right here have twice as many Republicans as Democrat. Yet, I mean, these numbers don't make sense. They don't. It drives me nuts. But Trump gets in office, mandatory ID, mandatory voter ID, mandatory paper ballots, none of this computerized crap that can be hacked and whatnot. If you can put a serial number on a dollar bill, every time you register to vote, it should be, you register every year to vote. You have to. That way it gets rid of people who pass away. Register every year to vote. When you register, you get a new vote number that gets put on your personal ballot. Ballots are printed off. They print off your name and your voter number on there. That way, when it goes in the envelope and gets sent to you, you sign saying that this is your ballot and your name and your information. Barcode that matches the information. The numbers are kept. Ballots are, ballots and votes are kept secret for the most part, unless you tell somebody who you voted for. But when they get the ballot in, they can scan it, and it verifies that that person is registered to vote, and that is an actual ballot. Then they put it in the machine to tabulate the count. Then that count is double checked by a person. They look at the machine, they go, okay, voted for Republican, voted for Republican, voted for Republican, voted for Republican, voted for, this judge. Yep, that judge is on there. They double check, and then it's counted. None of this, well, you touch a button on a machine, and it says something. Remember, they had the ballots that last year where half the ballots were different, where they were flipped, but then in the computer it was still the same way. So everybody that was voting for the one person was actually voting for the other person that they didn't want, because the computer, it was flipped. So we've got so much going on right now, and this is just ridiculous. We have the technology, we have the intelligence to do this the right way. We just need to implement it. And by we, I mean, Trump and Vance put it forth, make the laws, get it going, get the ball rolling. That way, next election cycle, we are, straight on through. Fast, efficient, accurate. No more of this, well, election day was a week ago. Today, we're still counting. No. It should be election day, and then the next day until midnight, they have until midnight to count. None of this, well, we're just going to keep on counting. No. You have 24 hours to count. Ballots come in, polls close at whatever 6 o'clock. All the ballots and everything are brought to a location. At midnight, they begin counting, and they go until midnight the following day. So they have 24 hours to count. That way we know who's going to win by, 6 o'clock the following day. We know. None of this, well, we don't know because, they've only counted a third of the ballots and it's been 3 days. Makes no sense. But again, here we go.